What? Is there another part of that sentence? Hey, just in case. No! Ah!
Oh, that was tiny.
Oh my gosh.
Do I do it?
Holy shit.
For the British Empire. Oh. Particularly. Oh my god. I'm not gonna talk. Okay. Shall we start? Your birthday would not be as fucking special. Simon. A love story. But it's like Umi and then Simon. A love story. Chapter 1. That's me, because apparently I look like that with bangs and a bun. I was really sad a few months ago. Kristen one day in our dance class was like, Umi, this guy Simon might be coming with Lee and you guys would get along. And I was like, is he white? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, I will never love a white man ever again. And she was like, okay. And she showed me pictures of you on her phone. Excuse me. You looked really cute, but like you were with your little brother, which was like even hotter. Put that up. And that's Andrea. Isn't that so cute? She has little sunglasses. Oh my god. And she's like, I'm gonna get my nipples pierced. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll meet you there. And I was sitting on the bus and I was just really sad. I got off the bus and I walked into this tattoo shop and I was like, that's Simon. I was like, compose yourself. He doesn't know who you are. So I was like, hi. Lee was there and I was like, hey Lee. And then I gave him a hug and then I was like, hey, I'm Ruby. And he was like, I'm Simon. And I was like, oh, you're so hot. That is a hot white man. Give me a break. And I'm like, where's Andrea? And you were like, oh, I think she went in already. And I was like, oh, fucking hell. She went in already? I smell like wet dog. That was a very pivotal moment in our relationship. You like fell in love with me when I was like, I smell like wet dog. And you were like, yeah, but I like you. And I was like, you're hot. And like, perfect. But anyway, I'm skipping ahead. So then you and Lee were like, in your little UK way. And then Andrea was like, oh, my breast hurts. And I was like, that's cool. And I was like, let's walk around. And you were like, I need trainers and a walker and a wallet because it got stolen. And I was like, you're irresponsible, but I like you anyway. So there are 5 of us. You, me, Kristen, Lee, Andrea. And we went to Coco, and you like turned, you were looking at some stamps, and I was like literally staring at you the whole time, and I was like, wow, you have a hot ass nose. You have a really beautiful nose. And you were like, what? And Lee was like, ha 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 ha. And you were like, I've broken it like 5 times. And I was like, but you're really hot. And then Andrea, she was like, bye. And I was like, okay, I'm hungry. I wanted Big and Littles. It was really good. Big and Littles. And you were like, okay. And then I went up to Kristen while you were ordering. And I was like, can I treat them, mate? And she was like, yeah, it's all right. And I was like, okay. And then you were like, you chivalry. You were like, let me pay. And I was like, no, fuck off, mate. And then I paid and we're all sitting down eating happily. I left the next day. Kristen was like, you want to come bowling? I was like, okay. I was like, fine. you were really bad, mate. You were so bad. And I was like, let me buy you a beer. Or maybe you bought me a beer. And you were like, what's good here? And I was like, I like Fizz City. So we like kind of flirting. And oh, that hurt my back. And we went to Kristen's and we were sitting in the Uber. And I was like, you're hot, mate. Kristen was like, stay over. And I was like, no, I'll get a lift. I don't want to impose. And she was like, just stay over, mate. And I was like, okay. So I was on the little couch thing, like love scene, and then you were like, I was like so cold after we were talking for a while. I said, mate, do you have a blanket? And you were like, yeah, mate, just, I don't have an extra, just come in here. And I was like, I don't want to impose. And you were like, just come in here. And I was like, so I came in here with you. We talked from night until daylight. And the dogs were shitting. They were everywhere shitting. It was for Sinbad or something. And I was like, oi. And we looked at each other. We were like, you just shit your pants. And then we were like, it was a doggo. And so I went and cleaned it up because you were like, ew, dog shit. They were pooping everywhere. Do you remember that, mate? And then I fell asleep. And apparently woke up and I was tooting. But then the next morning, you mentioned it, that I was tooting, and I was like, okay, literally never tooted in front of a mate before that I was interested in. But I was like, bye, and I had to go somewhere. Kristen, she was like, come to the museum with us, and I was like, okay. And I walk in, I remember going up the escalator, and I was feeling so anxious because I went to the ticket booth, and I saw my friend. And no, she's like, Umi, and I was like, Haley? And she was like, yeah, what are you doing here? And I was like, oh, I'm just coming to say bye. And she's like, oh, okay, which one do you want to see? And I was like, I'll see anything. So she got me free tickets, and I went up the escalator, and I saw Kristen and me, and then you, and I was like, I wonder what's gonna happen. He's so sweet. And another day, I got a dolly so that I could have a bunch of friends over. You came with me, and you carried a whole dress up down from my mate's. He's not even my mate, he's just a man from his apartment, and then like you carried it with him up the stairs to mine, and we all got drunk, but like you were so hot, and the fact that you didn't guilt trip me was just so nice, and you're like the best person I've ever known. So I went to CVS, I got chips, and then on our way back from CVS, I just held your hand, and I was like, and you were like, and I was like, okay. So we walked up the stairs, and right in front of our door, I literally put my key in, and I turned around, and I was like, you can stay over. And you were like, yeah? And I was like, yeah, like, stay with a mate. And you were like, ooh. And I was like, you know what I mean? I was not subtle at all. And that's normally not my move, but I was so crazy about you. Anyway, and then we kissed. It was nice. And then I was like, I don't know condoms! And then we were in bed, sleeping. I was apologizing. You were like, don't apologize, ever. Don't ever apologize. You're the sweetest man I've ever known. Nobody's ever said that to me. You're like, I love you. And I was like, what? I was like, what, mate? And you were like, I love you. And I was crying. And I was like, I love you too, mate. And we were in love. And we went outside a few times to just sit and talk and listen to music. Very, very, very special. And then we ate a lot of food, and then I went to rehearsal, and I came back, and you cleaned my whole apartment, and that is such a mate thing to do, and that was so sweet. Nobody's ever done that for me, and nobody's ever cleaned my apartment. And then we looked at each other, and we both have big noses, but you don't have you have a perfect nose. And fast forward a few months to September, and I was like, I love you. And you were like, be my girlfriend. And I was like, yeah. And you were like, cool. And I was like, The point is, I love you, mate. And I can't believe I'm trying to do a British accent drunk for you. I'm probably gonna sleep soon, but I love you very much. I hope you have a nice birthday. You're my favorite. Sun, moon. I'm saying this from my roommate, so this means a lot. I love you. That's what happens when you fall in love with a Brit.